Question number 101. Question. The iconic Canadian dish, poutine, is traditionally made with which ingredients? Option A, cheese curds, gravy, and French fries. Option B, bacon, maple syrup, and pancakes. Option C, smoked meat, mustard, and rye bread. Option D, salmon, dill, and cream cheese. The answer is option A, cheese curds, gravy, and French fries. Question number 102. Question. The historical event known as Expo 67 refers to option A, the Montreal World's Fair. Option B, the Toronto International Exhibition. Option C, the Vancouver Expo. Option D, the Calgary Stampede. The answer is option A, the Montreal World's Fair. Question number 103. Question. What does the Canadian term double-double refer to? Option A, a type of hockey strategy. Option B, a type of figure skating jump. Option C, a coffee with 2 creams and 2 sugars. Option D, a type of insulation in housing. The answer is option C, a coffee with 2 creams and 2 sugars. Question number 104. Question. Lester B. Pearson, awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his peacekeeping efforts, served as Prime Minister during option A, the 1950s, option B, the 1960s, option C, the 1970s, option D, the 1980s. The answer is option B, the 1960s. Question number 105. Question. What is Canada's system of government? Option A, constitutional monarchy. Option B, parliamentary democracy. Option C, federal state. Option D, all of the above. The answer is option D, all of the above. Question number 106. Question. What is the official summer sport of Canada? Option A, ice hockey. Option B, lacrosse. Option C, curling. Option D, basketball. The answer is option B, lacrosse. Question number 107. Question. Which Canadian province is the largest by area? Option A, Ontario. Option B, Quebec. Option C, British Columbia. Option D, Nunavut. The answer is option B, Quebec. Question number 108. Question. Modern Canadian society is largely derived from which ethnic origin? Option A, French and German. Option B, English and German. Option C, French and Danish. Option D, English and French. The answer is option D, English and French. Question number 109. Question. In Canada, the right to seek public office is guaranteed to option A, all Canadian residents. Option B, all Canadian citizens. Option C, only Canadian-born citizens. Option D, only landowners. The answer is option B, all Canadian citizens. Question number 110. Question. What is celebrated across Canada on the second Monday of October? Option A, Thanksgiving. Option B, Canada Day. Option C, Victoria Day. Option D, National Indigenous Peoples Day. The answer is option A, Thanksgiving. Question number 111. Question. Metis has a mixed heritage of Aboriginal people and option A, European people. Option B, South American people. Option C, Asian people. Option D, Icelander people. The answer is option A, European people. Question number 112. Question. Which Canadian province was the last to join Confederation? Option A, Alberta. Option B, Newfoundland and Labrador. Option C, British Columbia. Option D, Saskatchewan. The answer is option B, Newfoundland and Labrador. Question number 1 to 13. Question: who was the first woman who served as Member of Parliament? Option A, Agnes MacPhail. Option B, Dr. Emily Stowe. Option C, Marianne Shadd. Carey. Option D, Laura Secord. The answer is option A, Agnes MacPhail. Question number 114. Question: the first British North American colony which attained full responsible government was option A, New Brunswick. Option B, Newfoundland and Labrador. Option C, Nova Scotia. Option D, Prince Edward Island. The answer is option C, Nova Scotia. Question number 115. Question: which month is designated as Canada Day celebration? Option A, July. Option B, August. Option C, June. Option D, September. The answer is option A, July. Question number 116. Question: to defend Canada, the Duke of Wellington chose Bytown as the endpoint of his network of forts, which is present days. Option A, Quebec. Option B, Ottawa. Option C, Montreal. Option D, Toronto. The answer is option B, Ottawa. The blending of English and French legal systems within Canada is known as option A, dual legalism. Option B, bijuridical system. Option C, legal pluralism. Option D, federal legality. The answer is option B, bijuridical system. Question number 118. Question: the historic trade route known as the fur trade primarily involved which two European powers in Canada? Option A, France and Spain. Option B, Britain and France. Option C, Spain and Britain. Option D, France and Portugal. The answer is option B, Britain and France. Question number 119. Question: British Empire evolved as free association of estates after First World War is known as? Option A, League of Nations. Option B, United Nations. Option C, Commonwealth of Nations. Option D, G20. The answer is option C, Commonwealth of Nations. Question number 120. Question: in what year did the famous Battle of Vimy Ridge take place, becoming a symbol of Canadian national pride and military achievement? Option A, 1917. Option B, 1914. Option C, 1945. Option D, 1940. The answer is option A, 1917. Question number 121. Question: the discovery of insulin by Frederick Banting and Charles Best is a milestone in which field? Option A, education. Option B, Canadian literature. Option C, medicine. Option D, environmental science. The answer is option C, medicine. Question number 122. Question: small claims courts deal with? Option A, civil cases. Option B, minor crime. Option C, divorces. Option D, traffic offenses. The answer is option A, civil cases. Question number 123. Question: in Canadian law, peace, order, and good government are principles found in? Option A, the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Option B, the Constitution Act of 1867. Option C, the British North America Act. Option D, the Statute of Westminster. The answer is option B, the Constitution Act of 1867. Question number 124. Question. How many territories does Canada have? Option A, 13. Option B, 10. Option C, 5. Option D, 3. The answer is option D, 3. Question number 125. Question. How many Canadian troops contributed to D-Day invasion in 1944? Option A, 60,000. Option B, 40,000. Option C, 30,000. Option D, 15,000. Answer is option D, 15,000. Question number 126. Question. What global environmental initiative did Canada join in 2016 to combat climate change? Option A, the Paris Agreement. Option B, the Kyoto Protocol. Option C, the Montreal Protocol. Option D, the Green Climate Fund. The answer is option A, the Paris Agreement. Question number 127. Question. Who was the Canadian Prime Minister during both World War I and the introduction of women's suffrage? Option A, Robert Borden. Option B, William Lyon Mackenzie King. Option C, Pierre Elliott Trudeau. Option D, John A. Macdonald. The answer is option A, Robert Borden. Question number 128. Question. What is the primary aim of the Canadian Multiculturalism Act, established in 1988? Option A, to promote English and French as the official languages. Option B, to support the preservation of Indigenous cultures. Option C, to recognize and promote the cultural diversity of Canadian citizens. Option D, to integrate immigrants into Canadian society. The answer is option C, to recognize and promote the cultural diversity of Canadian citizens. Question number 129. Question. In the Inuktitut language, what does Inuit mean? Option A, the people. Option B, the hunters. Option C, the fighters. Option D, the villagers. The answer is option A, the people. Question number 130. Question. Which First Nations group is primarily located in the Arctic region of Canada? Option A, the Inuit. Option B, the Métis. Option C, the Cree. Option D, the Mohawk. The answer is option A, the Inuit. Question number 131. Question. The Canadian policy of multiculturalism, officially recognizing the cultural diversity of Canadian society, was established in Option A, 1971, Option B, 1982, Option C, 1969, Option D, 1988. The answer is option A, 1971. Question number 132. Question. The Canadian head of state's representative in the territories is known as what? Option A, the Commissioner. Option B, the Governor General. Option C, the Premier. Option D, the Lieutenant. Governor. The answer is option A, the Commissioner. Question number 133. Question. Which city is the capital of Prince Edward Island? Option A, Charlottetown. Option B, Halifax. Option C, Yellowknife. Option D, Fredericton. The answer is option A, Charlottetown. Question number 134. Question. The first Europeans to Canada came from Option A, France. Option B, England. Option C, Iceland. Option D, Spain. The answer is option A, France. Question number 135. Question. What major policy did Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau introduce in 1982? Option A. The multiculturalism policy. Option B. The National Energy Program. Option C. The Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Option D. The Official Languages Act. The answer is option C. The Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Question number 136. Question. What are the 3 levels of government in Canada? Option A. Federal, provincial, municipal. Option B. Federal, provincial, territorial. Option C. Federal, territorial, Indigenous. Option D. Federal, municipal, Indigenous. The answer is option A. Federal, provincial, municipal. Question number 137. Question. Which of the following city is the second largest French-speaking population in the world after Paris? Option A. Quebec City. Option B. Toronto. Option C. Montreal. Option D. Ottawa. The answer is option C. Montreal. Question number 138. Question. The red, white, red pattern of the Canadian flag comes from the flag of Option A. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Option B. England and France. Option C. The Royal Military College, Kingston. Option D. The British Royal Navy. The answer is option C. The Royal Military College, Kingston. Question number 139. Question. The first Prime Minister of Canada, Sir John Alexander Macdonald, was born in Option A. Scotland. Option B. Wales. Option C. Canada. Option D. England. The answer is option A. Scotland. Question number 140. Question. What is the primary responsibility of Canadian provinces? Option A. Defense. Option B. Immigration. Option C. Healthcare and education. Option D. National security. The answer is option C. Healthcare and education. Question number 141. Question. Which of the following defines the structure and responsibilities of the federal and provincial governments? Option A. British North America Act, 1867. Option B. Quebec Act, 1774. Option C. Magna Carta, 1215. Option D. Canada, Charter of Freedom, 1982. The answer is option A. British North America Act, 1867. Question number 142. Question. The federal government introduced unemployment insurance in Option A. Which year? Option B. 1965. Option C. 1950. Option D. 1930. The answer is option D. 1940. Question number 143. Question. The concept of peacekeeping was introduced by which Canadian Prime Minister? Option A. Pierre Elliott Trudeau. Option B. Lester B. Pearson. Option C. John Diefenbaker. Option D. Wilfrid Laurier. The answer is option B. Lester B. Pearson. Question number 144. Question. Louis Riel led uprisings against the Dominion of Canada in 1869 and 1885. He was representing which of the following? Option A. Métis and Indians. Option B. Sioux. Option C. Inuit. Option D. Iroquois. The answer is option A. Métis and Indians. Question number 145. Question. What is the achievement of Canadian scientists? Sidney Altman, Richard Lee Taylor, Michael Smith, Bertram Brockhouse, Gerhard Richard Lee Taylor, Michael Smith, Bertram Brockhouse, Gerhard Hertzberg, and John Polanyi. Option A. They all won Pulitzer Prizes. Option B. They all won Nobel Prizes. Option C. They all won Oscars. Option D. They all won science awards. The answer is option B. They all won Nobel Prizes. Question number 146. Question. How many time zones does Canada span? Option A, 4. Option B, 5. Option C, 6. Option D, 7. The answer is option D. Question number 147. Question. Canadians celebrate a remarkable victory on April 9, 1917, which is known as Option A, Remembrance Day. Option B, Vimy Day. Option C, Confederation Day. Option D, Canada Day. The answer is option B, Vimy Day. Question number 148. Question. Which of these is a responsibility of Canadian citizens? Option A, serving in the military. Option B, voting in elections. Option C, holding public office. Option D, mandatory community service. The answer is option A, mandatory community service. Question number 149. Question. The policy of official bilingualism in Canada was instituted by which Prime Minister? Option A, Pierre Elliott Trudeau. Option B, Lester B. Pearson. Option C, John Diefenbaker. Option D, William Lyon Mackenzie King. The answer is option A, Pierre Elliott Trudeau. Question number 150. Question. In visual arts, Canada has been most well known for its visual arts in the group of Option A, the group of 8. Option B, the group of 4. Option C, the group of 6. Option D, the group of 7. The answer is option D, the group of 7.